Nathan, quick return to action after your 12-rounder against Razvan Cojanu. You looking forward to fighting in Leicester next month?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it's definitely a quick turnover. I had Christmas off. You know, I had some good time with my family and stuff. I had a good 2 weeks off. And I got back in the gym, you know, and they offered me to fight in Leicester on the 23rd of February. I think we're just a little under now, 5 weeks to go. So it's good, you know, keeping busy, which is the main thing, you know, keeping active. I'm going to push on now for a good 2019.
What are you looking to get out of boxing in 2019, besides, you know, even more experience and learning a lot more?
Obviously, like you said, more experience and keep on learning, winning, but I want to push on for 2009 for, you know, domestic titles, European titles. I want to push on now and get my name up in them top 5 rankings, you know, in the governing bodies. That's my big aim for 2019 titles.
Who is there in the British heavyweight division where it could be easy to match? Obviously we've got Dubois. Is there anyone else out there?
Well, obviously I do want the Dubois fight. You know, me and him's probably the two best prospects in Britain, if not the world. And we both got the same promoter. It makes a lot of sense, and I'd imagine, I think Yui's given up the British title. That's going to come up vacant, so there's a potential fight there, and there for the British title.
I get the impression you might want it a bit more than their camp do right now.
Yeah, definitely. Which obviously it's understandable. You know, I've had 5 or 6 fights more than Daniel, granted, but you know he's had the big stage from day one. You know, I haven't. He had his debut on a massive BT Sports show. You know, I didn't. So I've had to work to earn my spot. He's had since day one, so that's where he's had all the public and the hype behind him. You know, I had to gradually get mine.
And he's fighting Razvan Cojanu, who you beat before Christmas at the Manchester Arena. What can he expect from Cojanu?
Cojanu, you know, he's a very experienced operator. You know, he doesn't look much on the outside, but when you're in there with him, he's very clever. He knows when to nick a rest. He knows how to wrap up a maul you. He can spoil a fight. You know, he can take a shot as well. Little things, you know, little tricks. He'll hit you low. He'll elbow you. He'll maul you. Push his weight. Use his size advantage because, you know, he's a big fella. He's 21 stone probably in the ring. And you know, if someone's leaning on you for 10, 12 rounds plus, you know, it saps a lot of energy.
Was he trying to wind you up at all in there?
Exactly. And he was talking to me, you know, calling me little names on the inside. You know, if you got a bad temperament, you know, if you lose your cool and you'll walk into a big right hand from a 20 stone man, you know, it's not going to be good, is it?
What was he calling you?
Well, he was calling me all sorts. He was calling me a little bitch, you know, Hatton'S bitch. He was calling me. You name it, mate. He was calling me. I thought me on, and I thought, geez, you know, he was getting underneath my skin. But that's what he wanted to do, you know. He wanted me to lose me cool, rush in there with big punches, and, you know, just plant one right in my chin.
Was you ever losing it? Was you ever answering back, or was you seeing red at all?
On the inside, of course, I thought, geez, I'd love to just knock your teeth down your throat now. But you got to be calm in the boxing ring. You know, if you lose your rag, which from his point of view, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted me to lose my rag, so I could wing big shots and, you know, walk onto a big massive right hand or any punch really. It's clever.
It was quite ironic at the final bell. I think he ran to Ricky for a cuddle before he embraced you. I think.
Yeah, he was a big fan of Ricky. To be fair, you know, he was a really big fan. He was telling me this. Afterwards, because I was in the same changing room afterwards after the fight, and he was telling me he was a big fan of Ricky.
He fights Daniel Dubois. How do you see that fight going?
It's a two-way street, that fight, Steve. You know, I can see it rather Daniel knocking him out early, or Razvan, you know, cuddling him and doing little tricks, you know, and he's going to get to round 7, round 8, and he's still doing them little leaning on tricks, you know, little elbows, shoulder in the face. It'll test Daniel's art, but on the other hand, you know, Daniel could have the style perfectly for Razvan, you know, end up knocking him out. I hope he does, to be fair. I really do.
Why?
Then he'll probably think in his own mind, you know, if I've knocked Razvan out, I can knock Nathan out, and he'll probably get the cojones to fight me.
So you're actually going to personally be at the Royal Albert Hall in March,
I'll be there,
ringside, cheering on Daniel to knock someone out.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll be there.
Against Cojanu, did you learn more in that fight than any other?
Yeah, 100%. You know, I learnt little things off him, you know, little things on the inside. What he was very clever at, he knew when to go and rest, you know, and walk around and, you know, talk to you, you know, bide the time. You know, he'd done 2 or 3 episodes talking to the ref, but if you add it up over them 12 rounds, he's had 30-second rest per round. Very clever.
And when you look at the world scene, the end of 2019, who will be standing as the world's #1 heavyweight, in your opinion?
Tyson Fury. Yeah, without a doubt. No doubt in my mind.
Tell us what's it like sparring with Tyson.
He's very, very, very good. You know, very, very elusive. You know, he's got a natural talent. You know, something that can't be taught. You wouldn't teach that style what Tyson's got. You know what I mean? He's hands up, hands down, switch hitter. You know, very elusive fighter. Comes forward, goes back. He's a nightmare to spar. You know, you can hardly hit the man, and he's very fit. You know, when he come back through this gym door, you know, I seen him come in and do 10, 12 rounds, breezed it, and he was 28 stone then. So what he can do now, I don't know.
How long do you think before you're at that stage, world titles? Because at the moment it seems pretty much I mean, although you know you'll fight for a world title tomorrow if the offer was right. You're a fighter, you're a natural fighting man. But it seems with the Joshua Wilder Fury situation, all fighting, possible rematches, the elite seem tied up for 18 months, maybe 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. Being realistic, you know, my age, I'm only 22 years of age. I want some good, you know, good learning fights. You know what I mean? Like I said previously, domestic titles, European titles. But yeah, probably in the next 2 years, Steve, you know, I can see myself on the world stage. You know, that's where I want to be ideally. You know, 24, 25. You know, I want to be pushing on for the world stage, if not a world champion. You know, Manuel Chari's a world champion at the minute. There's a potential fight there.
Love that, wouldn't you?
I definitely would.
And how's it going with Rick and all the lads in the gym? I know Rick's away for another couple of days, but you've got Mike and Blaine looking after you while he's not here.
Yeah. Well, it's good, you know, when Rick goes away, you know, working, or, you know, at the minute he's away, you know, on holiday, which he's entitled to, you know, he's in here all the time with us. We always have Mike and Blaney, you know, 24/7, you know, we're left in good hands, you know, they know the job. They do wonders for us in here.
I don't think Rick expected you to be back in action so quick, did he?
No, I don't think he did. Which is a good thing, though. I like being busy. It's good.
But with fights being 12 rounds now, you're not going to be having the 6-7 fights a year. It is going to be 3 or 4.
Oh yeah, it's going to mimic down. My manager told me, Mick Cannon, you know, he said probably 3 fights, possibly 4. You know, if you know, do well, which is obviously is understandable, because if you're on 6 rounds, you can have 5 or 6 fights a year, can't you? But with 12s, because it's hard, and especially if you go the distance and you have a hard fight, you need a good 3-week recovery.